Campers. Who are these players? Why do they spend all their time hiding in corners and behind objects? Silencers and assassin are their allies, laying on the ground is their destiny. To try to better understand these players, I spent a few games trying to succeed in their craft. The following is a list of rules I believe is ingrained within every camper. Here's an exclusive look inside their world. Before you can set up your campsite, you must ensure that the area surrounding your campsite is clear of enemies. In doing so, this will ensure that no one can sneak up on you and stab you in the back while you set up shop. Ideally, you'll have this achieved as quickly and efficiently as possible to prevent enemies from regrouping and coming back to you before you've had a chance to set up your campsite. Now, this may be as simple as cleaning out a single room, or in this scenario, patrolling an entire area to eliminate any enemy threat that poses a risk to you and your campsite. While the enemy is respawning and away from you, this will also give you the opportunity to analyze your campsite and determine if it will be an ideal spot to set up shop. Whatever the scenario is, in this instance, patrolling the entire area, or if it is just cleaning out a single room, it is an imperative first step to ensure camping success, because if you're not able to defend your area or know if there's not enemies there, then your time set up at camp will be short-lived. Once you ensure that your campsite is clear, you need to move on to the next step, which is using your surroundings to avoid enemy detection. There are many ways to do this, but one of the most foolproof ways to start is by hiding in foliage or anything else that obscures you from enemy sight. This will give you the extra second or two it may take to put down an enemy before they detect you. As you can see on this screen, multiple enemies have crossed my field of vision, and I would no doubt be in their field of vision if I was not hiding behind this plant and shrub life. This gives me the chance to put them down unknowing without giving away my position. Please note that you do want to make sure that you stay close to your campsite. There's a few instances here where I go to stray a little bit, but think better of it and come back. In this particular instance, not only am I using the cover of the high grass, but I'm also laying down. This will also give you an advantage because most times the enemies are going to be looking for an opponent that is standing, running towards them, or crouching. By laying down in the grass, it gives them very little opportunity to see you before it's too late. In this example, I'm hunkered down between two objects, thus obscuring the enemy's vision for me on my right or left. This way I can look multiple directions without them seeing me right away and giving me precious seconds, as you can see there, to put them down even though I might not be looking in that direction. This also gives me the opportunity to duck and cover and creep out and put them down before they have an opportunity to realize where I'm at and put me down. This is an easy skill that any true camper must master from the beginning. Although you don't see it on the screen, I have already put down a few enemies looking in between these two boxes. Now I know they're going to be suspecting me to be here, so as a true camper, you need to alter your position. In this case, it just means moving to the other side of these boxes. This will help because they think they'll be sneaking up on you, but they'll have no idea. Not only am I aiming down my sights, ready for them to come through this hallway, but I also have a bouncing Betty placed as a last line of defense should my aim be off or my bullets ineffective. In this instance, I'm about to put down an enemy running through the dome. I am, as you can see, hiding in the foliage like I explained in step 2. If he's smart, he'll see where I am in the kill cam, so I need to stay one step ahead of him and move to a different corner. So if he decides to come back, he'll either wildly fire into an area that I'm not, or he'll just stay away altogether. Now this is going to give me the upper hand on a different line of sight, and I can anticipate if someone's going to be coming from the right, left, or directly in front of me or above. In this case, someone drops down to my left, unknowing because I'm not in my normal spot and I'm able to pick them off easily. In my short time experience in life as a camper, I realized fairly quickly that this new style of gameplay made me grow bored and grow complacent as well. To avoid this, I decided that you need to have your weapon drawn at all times in anticipation of the next kill. Watching kill cams from when I am killed by campers, I realized this is a trick that they master and is one that I implemented as well to ensure further success. Not having your weapon ready and scope drawn the vast majority of the time may give your enemy the split second they need to put you down with a few lucky shots before you have a chance to retaliate, and is a scenario that should be avoided at all costs. In this example, you see me adapt to my surroundings, like I described earlier, and have my weapon drawn quickly and prepared to fire. In this case, the adapting to the surroundings saved my life. Although I did miss out on the first kill, I was ready for the second. Now I know another one will be coming, if not necessarily when, but I do have my weapon drawn and ready because I know it will be coming. One thing to note there is I did call in my UAV, which may not have been ideal, as if that teammate hadn't been there, I may have been dead. Again, I adapt to my surroundings. They know I'm on the other side, so they try to creep around and take me out from behind, but I'm one step ahead of them. Now in this example, I'm back into the grass, creeping along, trying to get into position where they can't see me, and I have an optimum visual on them. Again, weapon ready and drawn in anticipation of the enemy coming forward. Since I'm using a silencer and laying down, they are none the wiser to where I am, and I'm ready for them at all times. Some people may be hesitant to fire bullets because they'll show up on a map and give their position away to the enemy. Not so if you're a true camper. This is because a true camper is going to be using a silencer and be wearing assassin to prevent themselves from showing up on a map. Because of this, don't be afraid to put rounds downrange as necessary. Using this approach and combining it with rules outlined in other portions of this video will give you the best chance to maximize your success in defending your campsite and putting any enemy down that poses a risk to you. As you can see, wearing assassin and using a silencer, some enemies will be none the wiser, and using your boxes and other objects for cover will give you that needed edge to take out opposition. It seems to me that in Modern Warfare 3, the developers were striving to try to do away with as much camping as possible. They do this by making multiple entry points to many rooms and making it hard to get into a corner or wall. Now to combat this, you simply need to put an explosive device behind you when you find a certain room or alley you want to camp in. Look at that graceful placement of that claymore right there. Now, what this is going to do is give you an extra protection on your back if no teammates are there. Now, if some enemy may happen to cross you and you're not able to put them down, it still gives you the opportunity to put down the opposition after you've been defeated, as you'll see right here. That is a 2-for-1 claymore and very successful. This will also ensure that enemies are clear of your campsite and you can get back there as soon as possible to resume your camping ways. Now, while the bouncing Betty and claymore may not always kill the opposition, at the very least it will usually act as a hit detector to allow you to know where the enemy is and put them down accordingly. A true camper will put their campsite above all else, including teammates or objective points. To do so will give you the best chance of securing your campsite and putting down the enemy opposition effectively without giving away your position. Now I hope as this video has progressed, you've gleaned some information onto why these people do what they do and how they do it. Once again, I do not condone anything that they do in these videos, but I hope my insight has provided you some information should you come across these campers and how to put them down more effectively. As always, I appreciate your rates and comments, and please subscribe to my channel as there will be plenty more information to come down the road. Thank you for stopping by.